13 tries. But they didn't have Luka in any of those efforts here, Brian. So to Denver we go. Early in the first quarter, Doncic gets the rebound, and then the outlet pass to LeBron for the slam. It's such a fun connection to watch. And then here, Doncic pulls up and hits the three. He got it going early. A 16-point first quarter for Doncic Shams after only averaging 14 points a game as a Laker entering the night.
That's what we want to see. Luka Doncic being aggressive.
When Luka's smiling, you're in trouble.
It was the Lakers' defense on Nikola Jokic. Legs, what did you see here?
Look, they just had a dedicated game plan where they were going to surround him with bodies. They were going to front him in the post. Anytime you put the ball on the floor, you can see they're either going to come from the baseline on a blitz or they're coming from the high side. The number of people involved on a given possession dedicated to preventing him from catching the ball in position was really unlike anything I've seen on any other post player this season, and the Lakers were able to execute it. And then here you see what it leads to. You get out in the open floor and you're able to run and convert.
Yeah, no one's containing LeBron from catching it there. Luka Doncic hits the step-back three, and so to the third quarter we go. Luka is fired up here. The Lakers out in transition. Austin Reeves a little behind the back pass to LeBron.
They were feeling themselves.
Yes,
they are 15.
They were. And then in the fourth quarter here, Doncic with the steal, and then goes all the way, gets inside for the layup. So now 4.5 to play here. The Lakers starting to run away with this, up 18. Doncic dribbles to the baseline here and hits a really difficult floater. Doncic finished with 32 points. The Lakers get the win, 123-100. Here's J.J. Redick in the locker room after the game.
This morning we talked about going to war. Be willing to die on the court. All right, I was so amped today. I should have been able to take a nap. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till 5 a.m. I couldn't even nap today. Pre-game, I'm laying on the floor doing my breathing exercise. I'm envisioning what our team is going to play like. And you guys went even higher. You went even higher. And frankly, our conviction and our belief in the game plan, the bench was great. Everybody contributed. Luka, it's good to have you back. Yes, it's good to have you back. First team all defense. First team all defense. Rui, Vando, Doe, Bron, all you guys that were primarily, you were on 3 possessions, whatever. Everybody that was on Jokic was awesome tonight. That was great. Last thing, talk all season long about our belief and our conviction, okay? Hope that was fun. If we play that hard for the rest of the regular season, we're going to be just fine. That should build your belief. It built my belief in what we can accomplish, all right? It was awesome. Let's go.
That was awesome. I love that look inside the locker room because you can see, I mean, JJ, he's a self-proclaimed basketball sicko saying that he can't take a nap. He's envisioning this. But, Tim, it worked, and it has worked for the Lakers since January 15th. They've been the best team in the NBA. Why is that?
Well, I think, look, number one, he has ideas, right? He always has. He had them for years before he took any job, but now he's able to implement them, and he's got certain ways to see the game. But here's the thing that I think has surprised us about this team. It was their ability to come up with game plans that are this effective defensively and pull it off based on what their personnel looks like. That, I think, is what was a little bit eye-opening. And here's an example. You know, it starts here, impeding any sort of cut. Don't make it easy for him to move. Then on the weak side, you got another bump here so he can't just roll into the post. Let's go ahead, and that initial defender, he's run all the way to the other side of the court where you got a front and you've got a guy behind. Now, look, the spacing's not great, and these guys aren't looking at the rim. But here's the final opportunity. Is Jokic going to flash there and get the ball? Look at the play by Jackson Hayes. Always aware. Aaron Gordon not looking at the rim helps out the Lakers, but bottom line is you can see Jokic, he starts to show a little bit of body language there on this possession. It's frustrating being bottled up to that extent. Takes incredible amount of dedication to it and attention to detail. Like, any mistakes made against him, he's going to get position leverage and he's going to score easily. They didn't make those mistakes, and you barely noticed Nikola Jokic involved in the game offensively, and I can't even believe I'm saying that sentence.
First off, I'd like to commend the Lakers social team with the low-angle hero shot. JJ, Ridley Scott.
It did give me a little bit of the Court of Gold vibes of
without question. Beautiful job done. Victories all around. Secondly, you mentioned their best record since January 15th.
Yes.
They've been the #1 defense since January 15th, and this, Malika, is what has my attention. 2 years ago, when the Lakers made that run to the Western Conference Finals, the indicator on that they were going to make a run was that they were the #1 defensive team in the NBA after they made those trade deadline deals.
Right.
I cannot believe that they are playing this well defensively with being so small in the middle. Now, they have great size on the perimeter, and J.J. Redick is employing a scheme that is using that size. Now, I have to see how the teams in the league react to this because they're seeing some new stuff from the Lakers, and they'll adjust. If this was a playoff series with the Nuggets, we would see an adjustment for Game 2 with Jokic.
Good at. That's what J.J. is
I
so
know.
good
So
at.
what has my attention isn't so much Luka. I know Luka is great. I know he's going to score. What has my attention is how they're defending. And the stat that sticks out to me from that game, Nikola Jokic only got 7 shots. He only was able to take 7 shots.
It was his worst
That's
offensive game of the season.
Remarkable.
To me, J.J. Redick and that Luka Doncic relationship and how they're able to have fun. And J.J. Redick is probably the only coach that's able to really rib on Luka Doncic on a daily basis about defense and needing to see more defense out of Luka Doncic. Last night, season high, 4 steals. That's what I'm looking at. Their defensive efficiency, maybe the first game, they struggled with Luka Doncic there. But I think the more he gets his rhythm, the more he gets his repetition, this Lakers team is looking like it has the ability to be very competitive in the West.
As Tim was breaking down that film, though, the amount of effort that takes on every single play to contain Nikola Jokic. And in a 7-game series, the adjustments that are going to be made. I think last night represents getting over some sort of boogeyman for the Los Angeles Lakers, but the sustainability of that effort, that's going to be the question. It's not just the relationship, though, that JJ has with Luka Doncic. It's also the relationship LeBron has with Luka. Here's LeBron on just that.
I'm a natural-born wide receiver, and he's a natural-born quarterback, so it fits perfectly. I've been running the floor and running lanes pretty much my whole life, and he's been throwing great passes pretty much his whole life. So it's not hard to get a rhythm when it comes to that. It's just all about eye contact and him being the great quarterback like he is, and me being the recipient of it. So.
Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit more, shall we? The Lakers, they specifically put the ball in Luka's hands on Saturday. According to Second Spectrum, Doncic has an average touch length of 5.6 seconds. That's up from 3.4 seconds in his first 3 games with the Lakers. That's also his second highest average touch length in a game this season. And for anyone at home who's sort of glazing over these numbers just a little bit and saying, okay, what does all of that mean, Brian? How much does LeBron view running the offense through Luka as a benefit here?
It's not just a benefit, it's a necessity.
Okay.
Luka is not built to play off the ball. LeBron can play off the ball. Austin Reeves can play off the ball. It's not ideal. Austin Reeves is better on the ball, so they're going to have segments of the game where he gets to run things. But for them to maximize their team, the ball's got to be in Luka's hands. This is the 25-year-old who's one of the most elite scorers in the history of the league. He got to that level by having the ball in his hands. I figured that they were going to get to this point no matter what. I just didn't think it would come this fast. They have delivered the message now. And look, you want to get into LeBron's heart, help him get easy baskets. He's spent the last 6 years with the Lakers largely having to create his own shots. Luka will get LeBron easy baskets. That means LeBron will let Luka cook with the ball.
So you say it's a necessity, but it's also a necessity, right, Legs? Help me make sense of this, because you can't really reverse it. It can't be LeBron who is doing the cutting. Explain.
That's exactly right. Listen, when you have 2 guys that operate this way offensively, it's only going to work if one of those guys is willing to cut off the ball on the weak side of the floor, or at least be a threat to do it, and run the floor. That's not Luka. He's not going to move without the ball in terms of making cuts and weak side slashing. He just doesn't do that. And he's not going to run the floor and get out ahead of the pack where he can take advanced passes. So it's just natural that Luka is the guy that's going to orchestrate and control. And LeBron James is willing, certainly, as he said it, he's going to like getting some of these easy baskets in the open floor as much as he has to work to score normally. But the other thing is, in the half court, LeBron, just the threat of him on the weak side, it makes you defensively have to keep an eye on him and turn and see where he is, and it occupies you. That allows Luka Doncic to go initiate the original action on the strong side. If Luka's over there, you don't have to worry about it as much until the ball is swung to him, because he is not going to face cut you, catch it in the lane, and finish. LeBron will do those things, and that's why it's just natural for him to be off the basketball, and I think they came to that conclusion pretty quickly.
And figuring all of that out against the boogeyman for the Lakers, the Denver Nuggets, ahead of their first game against Luka's former team, the Dallas Mavericks. All of this coming together, it couldn't be a more perfect time here for Los Angeles. We're going to get back to the Lakers later in the show, but let's move on for now. Take a look at today's electric moment, brought to you by Hyundai. Steph Curry, he might have set a record for the fastest night of his career when he hit the 3 and then 2:48 left in the third quarter here. The Warriors, they went on to defeat the Mavericks by 22. After the game, the Warriors honored Andre Iguodala, raising his number 9 to the rafters at Chase Center.
This is the beginning of the Steph Curry celebration. So thank you all for showing up tonight.
I don't think he's wrong about that. High praise, though, for Steph right there, and well-deserved. He took a photo with Andre next to his banner, and check out the shirt. It says, "I want Iguodala." Of course, the famous first take clip with Max Kellerman referencing that there. I love it. This weekend, friends, you can check out our NBA Saturday primetime game on ABC and ESPN+. You'll see Steph and the Warriors. They're back on the road facing the 70.